It is Wednesday. It is time for the midweek shave. Welcome to the Cross-Eyed Texan. If you like fragrance content, if you like shaving content done from an everyman perspective, man, subscribe to the channel. If this video is any good whatsoever, click the like button. Well, I decided today that it's been way too long since I've shown Stirling some love, and today we're using Mountain Man. It is still obnoxiously hot here in Dallas-Fort Worth, and all across the center of the country, I believe. It's still really, really hot. So I wondered what I could do, so I decided to break out the Mountain Man. We're going to be using the awesome aftershave too. And in the midst of the shave, I wanted to revisit a blade when I first started shaving that I loved. And these are the Treet Dura-Sharps. I saw somebody on the Wet Shaving Society on Facebook had posted a picture of them. They're like $7 for 100. I mean, these are, if I remember correctly, these are pretty good blades, but I've been using feathers and Perma-Sharp, feathers and Gillettes and stuff lately, and I probably haven't touched these in, gosh, I don't know how long. So we're going to give them a shot and see if they're still any good. It's always good to go back and revisit something. And I'm going to be using my main squeeze, which is my Parker 78R. The best head that Parker has made yet. It is a departure from all of the other Parker heads, like the 94 and all the other ones that you see. This one's been redesigned. And it has an Edwin Jagger feel to it. But I would say it's a little bit more aggressive. Not by much, just a notch or two. And it's just been way too long since I showed Stirling some love. And we are going to be using the ubiquitous board brush. And I can't remember who makes this. I have from Omega. It's an Omega 48 boar brush. This is such a good brush for, I like to use this particular brush for breaking up some of the stiffer soaps. And it is my go-to brush for lathering up pucks. I think it does a great job of that. It seems to dig in and get the soap going. Add some water to that. I hope everybody is midweek is doing well. I hope your work is a blessing. I pray that your families are safe and healthy and happy. And I certainly hope that it cools off. I also used for my shower today, my pre-shave has been a good shower. I also used silver water and birch, body wash and shampoo from Cremo. And for my fragrance I'm going to wear for today is going to be Afnan Supremacy in Heaven. Why aren't you wearing Stirling, you might ask? Well, the Afnan Supremacy in Heaven has a kind of twist. I'll be honest, the Stirling Mountain Man has that inky vibe nailed down. But the Afnan Supremacy in Heaven has a little bit of cedar. It has a little bit of sandalwood and a little hint of musk. And it smells fantastic. And I'm going to be in the air conditioning. And this stuff just works really, really well. I'm going to add a little bit more water in there. You can see that right there. It kind of sticks up. That looks fantastic. So, let me wet my face. Just a little bit of slightly warm water. It's just so hot. It's been so hot here for so long. And the weatherman says, stop whining. We got more of it. So I'm going to stop whining because we got more of it. Yep, Wednesday night's the night to go to my recovery group. And sometimes when I think that I don't need it anymore, something happens that reminds me I do. It is difficult to change habits and thought patterns, especially when you're as old as I am. And it takes a lot of work. And it takes a lot of God's grace. So let's see if these Dura-Sharps are any good after using some of the best blades out there. Let's see if this stuff is any good. I do need to trim up my mustache, and I will do that off camera. So let's try the Dura-Sharp again. Okay, let's flip it over to this side. Beard's hasn't been shaved since the last shaving video I posted. I think that was Saturday. And this thing is just gliding through it like it's butter. But almost, I can tell if a blade does a good job on the flat spots, that's not too hard. But I can tell when there's a really bad blade when it doesn't feel good on the cheeks. That, for the first pass, is fantastic. So I'm going to dry off the face, and wow, that's pretty darn good. These do seem to be as good as I remember. Have you ever started off, when you started off wet shaving, was there a blade that you used to use that you can no longer stand? So I thought that might be the case. But these are pretty good, and these are like $6 to $8 for 100. 100, not 100. 100, 100. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Let's go back for the second pass. They were nice and smooth. They didn't feel like they were skipping across my skin. Yeah, if a blade doesn't shave my cheeks right, I know it's going to be garbage. I'm going to put the link to the fragrance that I'm wearing today in the description field so you guys can check it out. Because it is a great match with the aftershave and the shaving soap. And, I'm using 3 products. I'm using Stirling, Cremo, and Afnan, which is for guys that aren't into fragrances, is a Middle Eastern brand made in the UAE, United Arab Emirates. And it's like, in my humble opinion, the fragrance is like silver mountain water and about 20% Treet Aventus. It's wonderful. It's really good, and it lasts a long time. Flip that over. It's a little grabby right there. But not too bad whatsoever. But it's always a little interesting going against the grain. And that from my neck is against the grain. From my right ear to my left ear. It's a little less comfortable going against the grain, but not so much that I think they're terrible blades. And as I've said before in my other videos, if you watch my content for the fragrances and you're interested about some of the wet shaving, you don't have to use these razors, but you can still use some of these. You can still use any of these soaps and the brushes and all that fun stuff. And you'll enjoy your shave more, even with a cartridge. When I first started doing this, it all seemed a little bit intimidating, running a blade across your face, but it is actually less irritating on your skin than a 5-blade razor. Stirling soaps have enough residual slickness to where you can do this, but I wouldn't do this with a lot of soaps out there on the market. In fact, it's probably advisable not to do that at all. I'm going to get my face dry and check for stragglers. Wonderful shave. And I've been using some great blades lately, but I'll tell you what. If you have normal, slightly sensitive skin and your beard is not super coarse, and you want to spend less than $10 for 100 blades, these things are still as good as I remember. They are not feather territory. I look at feathers as I don't know, let's say I look at feathers as the Rolls Royce of shaving, of blades. And I look at Gillette as the Cadillac of shaving blades. And these are a really nice Hyundai. You know, minus the whole catching on fire thing. All right, so let me wet my face again, and we are going to go over it with the Razor Rock Alum Block and check for feedback and see how we did. And it's not just for checking for feedback, it's to close off those micro fissures that you've made by shaving your face. And while I'm uploading this, I'm going to be having some dinner. Get ready for church this evening to go be with my brothers and sisters and give God glory for everything. All right, we'll wait about 10 minutes. So I know I got some friends in England and stuff. I'm curious if I have anybody that's maybe up north in, New Hampshire or anything, if it's cold up there yet. I don't think it is. All right, let's rinse this off. Did a really good job. That was pretty much just 2 passes with not really even a pickup. I feel sure this evening I'll get to where I'm going and go, yep, I missed that spot. That always happens with me. And good old Stirling Mountain Man, for those who don't know, this is their tip of the hat to to Silver Mountain Water by Treet. I can only imagine if Treet made an aftershave, it would probably be $300. Nice and tighten up the face. And I smell wonderful. Well, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. I do appreciate it. I appreciate all my subscribers. And if it ever gets cold, I've got some fall fragrance content. And I've got some shaving stuff that I want to break into when it starts getting cool. Because there's some phenomenal stuff for the wintertime that just makes you feel all warm and cozy and smells fantastic. But like I always say at the end of my videos, this world's a crazy place. And I encourage you to go out and bless somebody, hold the door open for somebody, smile at somebody, do something to make a difference in this world and in somebody's life. God bless you guys. Have a wonderful day.